It is no news that products and services are being churned out into the global market every now and then. But the challenge is the adequate platform to showcase these products and services. That is why from the doorsteps of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, one of the largest commerce hub in Nigeria and the foremost in West Africa, is bringing to bear www.youtube.com/LCCI TV is the spot we're talking about. For the best partnership you can have, collaboration, and bringing your products and services to the global market, this is the right spot. My name is Christopher Morris, and I represent MicroRest Nigeria Limited. You're welcome on board. As the world goes technologically driven, there are challenges that society have to face in terms of accepting most of the innovations from service providers. Now, in the last 2 quarters here in Nigeria, there is a particular phrase that echoes: cashless policy, cashless society, some say it's cash light. But today, from the doorsteps of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we are here at Oriental Hotel to actually interface with major stakeholders at this unique event, Cashless Policy Conference. It promises to be an exciting moment on LCCI TV, and my name is Christopher Morris from the doorsteps of MicroRest Nigeria Limited, the official social media partner to Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the people championing the cause for the largest commerce hub in Lagos, in Nigeria, and one of the best in the continent of Africa. I'll see you on the inside. You're welcome on board.
Director, Research and Advocacy of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Vincent Nwani, to make the presentation. Mr. Nwani.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. President, good morning. It's working as the President and the Chairman of this event, and permit me to stand on the protocol involved to establish to render the key findings of our survey. The methodology we have employed for this survey. The key findings, which is why we are here, are perspectives of the banks and the e-payment companies. Thank God they are here and have started looking at me. And observations from the field, lessons for policy. That point we want NIMS and CBN to respond to some of the key observations. And before I continue, I know that everybody in this room, the issue about cashless and all everything concerning it is not a new phenomenon to us. And we know that virtually all of us have one type of bank account or the other. So the reason why we are here is not to see how far we are involved or how far we have used the cashless platform, but to see how the policy since April 1, 2012, when the implementation started, how it has impacted on business community and the economy, and what type of adjustment needed to be made by CBN and other players to make sure that as we plan to roll it out to other key cities in 2013, we should be able to fix the loopholes observed and make sure that the policy tried in Nigeria and achieve target results. Okay, like I said, our responsibility here is to critique and analyze the failure and the success of this policy since implementation, policy and solution for improvement, legal and regulatory framework for e-banking channels. Again, the methodology we use is film survey, and in this case, these 6 groups of respondents are individuals, companies, that is corporate, both manufacturing, extractive, across all sectors, and we utilize POS classification of sector as opposed to other sectors we see in the market like the stock exchange. At this point, we use the POS classification of sectors in Nigeria. Here we are talking about example, the ShopRite, the Park and Shop, the Keja shopping mall, and across the state. Then shops in the open market, the Balogun, Kwari, Agege, we went around most of those shops. Then banks and e-payment companies, these are our target audience. The survey covered 3 weeks from 2nd October. 721 respondents was either interviewed or filled a questionnaire. And this analysis, we utilized 520 responses for the analysis. And the implication of that is that 26.1% of our respondents have no bank account. And of course, if you don't have any form of account, there is no way you will be covered by the cashless policy. I'll explain what I mean by open shop in the market. 42. Then the individuals, either they are buying from ShopRite, they are just buying interview or the food questionnaire. We have 350 companies, 100 banks, 12 banks participated, e-payment companies, 8. Then big retail outlets, 8. That is how we arrive at 520 respondents we analyzed out of the 720 that. Okay, these are the places we visited in Lagos, divided Lagos mainland and Lagos island. And the island, Victoria Island, police elements, Marina Lake, then the open market where we visited, so that we'll be able to interview open shops, small shops, and the SMEs, the Dumota, the open market, the Gori, Computer Village in Ikeja, major retail outlets, Agege, Kotu, and the Aspanda along the coastal Okay, like I said, that for you to benefit or for you to be part of the cashless system, you must have one form of financial account together. Not really bank account this time, at least an account with the mobile money fund. And this is the aggregate here showing that 49% of our respondents maintain savings account, and 38% of our respondents, whether corporate or individuals, have current accounts, and we see the situation with fixed deposits and the domiciliary account. The sentiment here is that for individuals, as expected, 69% of individuals maintain savings account, while for corporates, 65% maintain current account. And I want to make this straight. These are weighted average, because you see what we also realize that for the people that have accounts, either corporate or individuals, some to have up to 15 accounts, savings account in 7 different banks, current account in 10 banks, domiciliary account, the same thing for companies. Some companies say they have up to 20 different accounts. So these are weighted average. Just a respondent may have up to 5-6 different accounts in different banks. So these are weighted average. Okay. Now, awareness of the cashless policy. We're now going into the key findings. We find out that the awareness is very, very, very impressive. 80% of our respondents say that they are very much aware, while 20% of our respondents say they are not aware. And geographical distribution, as we move from VI to Lekki to Obenende, everybody is aware. But as we move out from key civilized areas in Lagos, the distance decay factor begin to creep in. And we ask them, through what source, how are you aware of this policy? 29% weighted average say they had on television, newspaper. Of course, the respondents will tell you that one respondent will tell you a friend told him he had on television, he had from radio, his mother called him, seminars and all of those things. But looking at this slide, you'll find out that television have played more role in enlightening people. Why seminar and workshop like this played this role. But the good news here is that awareness is very, very high in Lagos. Around Lekki and PI and Ikoyi, we had about 99% awareness. While at Agege, Yamkwaja, you have something like 80% awareness across all forms of all the category of respondents. Awareness of the cashless policy by category of our respondents, okay, corporates and companies, they say they are very aware. Individuals, 77% say they are aware. Trade, when I say trade, small shops, say 79% say they are also aware. So this is a classification of awareness by respondents. The same thing also regarding sectors, the people in the financial sector, insurance, bank, stockbrokers, they don't have problem with awareness. But as you move into tomato sellers and bond sellers, they became worried. Okay. Moving very fast, usage of the cashless mode of transaction. 77% of our respondents say that they use it. While 24% say that they don't use it. And we have seen the classification by the category of our respondents. But our challenge is not whether they use or not. Even if we have 100% usage, we are not worried. What do you use? Is it ATM that you use to make your payment and take your collection? Is it mobile money that you utilize? Is it the transfers and online that you use, or what channel? And what is the frequency of your usage? That is our target. Moving forward, usage by different form of payment. We find out that cash is still key or king. 34% of in terms of frequency, that is volume of transaction, 34% is still done using cash in Lagos State, and other traditional forms of payment like check and overdraft. So if you add the 5% to 16%, you still find out that about over 50-something% of transactions is still passing through the traditional forms of payment. Surprisingly, with all the noise and publicity and issues regarding POS machine, only 8% of our respondents say that they use POS machine. And interestingly again, mobile money that is just very new. We find out that most of them are waiting for mobile money to penetrate and don't POS 100%. Or we'll move on. So in terms of frequency of usage, you find out that POS devices scored almost the last, while ATM machines and online transactions and MasterCard have more or better frequency of usage. I like this slide very well. And what we try to measure here is the relationship between awareness and usage. Because people can be aware of a policy. People can like a policy. People can like a model. But how far do you use it? And we find out that 80% are aware, like we discussed in the earlier slide, are aware of the policy. And 20% said they are not aware of the policy. But 90% said no, they don't use. Currently, they don't use. That is POS. So pick POS as a key example here. 92% of respondents say they don't use POS currently, and 8% say they use POS. We now ask them, and we say, why the gap? We have seen the gap, and they are saying not widely available, machine breakdown, slow maintenance, slow remittances, poor knowledge of usage, out of service issues, security of data, fear of losing their money. That is why they don't use it now. And we say, what if CBN and other relevant stakeholders decide to fix this problem? Will you use it? 74% say yes, we will use. Why 26% say my finger is gone, I will never use it. So the meaning of that is that for those of us playing in the sector, we should be saying that the market is going to grow from 8% to 74%. That is an opportunity for mobile money players and other players in the e-payment market. The advantages of cashless platform, they all say that at least carrying money from one point to the other is minimized. Like it, base transaction easier and faster, very convenient. Some of them say it reduces fraud. And they can have access to money even when they go to their village where they don't see bank branches. This platform can give them access to money. But the 30% say that free from carrying large sum of money and making transfer faster and easier. So about 60% say that is the advantage. We ask them what is the confidence of using this cashless platform. We won't say confidence, speed and technicalities. Most of us are either literate or half illiterate. But we find out that anybody can use handset to send a text message can easily use some of the devices. And 80% say that it is very, very convenient. That is also 88% say it is very convenient. So these are plus for this policy. These are plus. These are positive. These are good news for this initiative. Increased confidence, as we mentioned, we've said all of this and we all know this. Faster access to capital. Some people say it's a facilitating credit facility. Of course. To the audit department, control department, and reported after 3 months to say, your passport was compromised, and I said I will never use. So maybe banks say I should maybe monitor their staff and make sure, because what we are encouraging us to use, and we carry out this type of survey and find out that sectorally, people in bank and financial sector at least should believe in the platform and use it. Can the cashless policy be extended? And the companies, 91% say it's a good idea, a very good idea. Please roll it out as soon as tomorrow. Across the trade and individual, everybody also wants the policy to be rolled out. Average of 72% across the categories of our students. Is the platform reliable? Of course, POS, 59% said it is not reliable. It is not reliable. In terms of reliability, I think people and companies put more weight on ATM machine, online transaction, and MasterCard, while they watch closely to see what mobile money can do. And for companies in the manufacturing sector whose margins are very, very low, they feel that the charge is eating deep into their profits. Can the cashless policy be extended to other cities? Overall, 74% say yes, and 26% say no. Why don't you want to be extended to other cities? That is the question of the sample banks and e-payment companies. 12 banks and 8 e-payment companies, MasterCard, Uni, 5 payment system, or a few questionnaire for us, and you can produce the live copy. And this is what you told us. POS machines, cashless platform that banks and e-payment companies provide to customers. 100% of POS machines provided by banks and e-payment companies. Online and mobile banking, 79%. Many banks, ATM, many banks, mobile money, post validator. I think this is also new. Post validator. Channels of procuring cashless machine, 55% said you get it from local suppliers, 36% direct from importation, and outsourcing 9%. The implication of this is that for local suppliers and direct importation, that accounts for about 91% of supply coming in from abroad. The clamor is that government should do something on fiscal side to reduce the import duties and other charges, at least to make the platform, to make it easier and cheaper for them to bring it in and roll it out as quick and well as possible. We now ask them, since the challenge is always out of service, network issue, we see that the broadband they're using, their backbone is not good enough. What type of backbone are you using? Please supply me your backbone. And interestingly, Glo 1, MTN, Men 1 cable, first century, Visa phone, the Visa contribute about 70% of backbone providers to banks and internet companies. So probably we are going to hold these people responsible for service disruption and network issues. When I'm so okay, since these people are the ones supplying your backbone, what is the capacity of the bandwidth you're using to know whether it is sufficient to carry, to drive the platform? Well, 31%, which is of the bank sample, say that they use 20 megabytes per second. And for e-payment company, they say for now, they use 150 megabytes per second. And we ask them, if the subscribers grow by the differential of 8% to 34% to 74%, maybe grow by 50%, what type of capacity will you be looking for so that you can prepare for tomorrow? Banks say they will need 30 megabytes per second, and e-payment companies say they will need 500 megabytes per second. The next question we ask them is, what are the major complaints you are getting from your customers? 49% say that every second we get out of service network complaint. 22% say machine breakdown. 11% slow remittances. 7% for fraud. Delay in bank settlement, which means it's going to deal with here. These are the complaints and complaints of operating it. So these are the key issues that banks and e-payment companies face every day. A lot of specific response from the field, and we decided to just share a few, about 5 of them with us. Frustration of using POS due to delayed remittances. Somewhere in there, one of the big retail outlets said the manager, after filling the form, called us and said that the delay settlement and remittances is a major challenge that make customers not to use POS machine. In another case, of course, we try to look at positive and negative side of the story. And one of the outlets, another major outlet in Victoria Island, told us that the worst is even when you move out from Sulere and Yaba and decide to move far after show. And this is what we call stand to pay. About 5% of the shops, there are less than 5% of the shops, there is no shop, said that they have seen POS machines, and some of them say, I don't even have bank account. What am I going to do with POS machine? This is a large job, that's where I take my money and I give them back money at the end of the day or end of the week. So I don't need it, but if you want it, you have to educate me. The number of shops that have it not up to 5%, and some of the shop owners or representatives don't know how to use it. That's what they said. The only means of saving money is through contribution of people that job. Awareness of cashless policy is low among these categories of trade, and that is where we move out. And this you have to take it. So if people in here and go here and make financial industry marina, it is not a good yardstick to measure what is going to happen in Arara market in Aba, the main market in Onitsha, in Samongari market in Kano. It is not the right yardstick to measure the challenges. One of the lessons for policy is that we have to include the SMEs. Financial inclusion. Like I mentioned, 26% of our respondents say they don't have bank account. And it's not just individuals, even business people. They need to have bank account, either normal bank or with mobile money operators. That's the only way we can include them into this framework. By extensive campaign to create awareness, enlightenment, educate people on the benefits, availability of POS devices everywhere, open zero-naira account for these people. Some of them don't have 5,000 naira to give you, but they need to have an account before they can think of transacting using the platform. Reduce service charges, which some of us have alluded to. Organize training for local traders. Constant power supply. Have to also guarantee security. That is the way we can include the informal sector. Some of them are business and not minister. Regulatory support, what we need from CBN and other institutions. Maybe some of them are only saying for it to be very well enforced, bring down the daily cashless limit to 150,000 naira as initially proposed, from 500,000 we have now for individuals, and for companies from 3 million to 2 million. By that way, people will usage will be better. Enforce across the bank or e-fraud forum and resolution. Right now, if the most delicate one right now is of course, the POS, if they make mistake, you can always credit your money back. But for mobile money, one of them says immediately you say send, whether it is to the wrong or right account. So, incentive. For those shops that have decided to keep this machine, force their customers to use it, I think they give some incentive, probably not financially. Even if publishing their names and say these people have continued to use this machine frequently and in volumes, mention them in the newspaper or any channel, they will be happy. And others will be encouraged. They need to be encouraged because it's not easy. They are not just selling people, they are teaching people. They are doing the work of central bank. They are doing the work of means. They need to be encouraged. Charges and import duties on this machine, probably this is for Ministry of Finance to take up. They are not here. Fiscal adjustments on that. Legislation and enforcement, CBN to push for more stringent laws and enforcement against financial crimes. LCCI and other institutions should rise to the occasion. Improvement on the remittance process. Make sure that it is automatic and alert is received within 24 hours. And from our side, we said that the CBN will also help us. I know you guys are very transparent. Publishing the statistics department, we want to see, for analysts, we want to see the volume and value of transactions being done on these channels. Vis-a-vis the traditional payment channel, that is POS channel, mobile money channels, online transfers. We want to see the volume and value happening in those channels daily or weekly or monthly. Vis-a-vis cash and checks. When we see this trend, people will continue to be encouraged. See the trend of, month by month that things are improving. This data is not available, so we are still operating in the dark. Thank you for taking your time.
Still watching us on LCCI TV on YouTube. This time around, we're interested to know that we want to interface with the Director of Research and Advocacy for Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He has been able to highlight a couple of analysis on the cashless policy assimilation here in Lagos, Nigeria. But let's meet him firsthand. Sir, please join. You're popularly called Mr. Vincent Nwani, exactly. Director of Research and Advocacy for Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Sir, today the analysis you gave actually struck most of the participants' heart. Can you tell us the next steps for Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry on this particular process? As
the CBN prepared to roll out the cashless policy to other states in the country after the pilot phase in Lagos State, Lagos Chamber of Commerce deemed it necessary to appraise and critique the policy so that CBN should be able to fix the loose ends. The next step after this stakeholders meeting is to forward our key findings to Central Bank, Ministry of Finance, Nigerian Interbank Settlement system and other stakeholders in conjunction with the responses we've seen on the floor today, so that they should be able to address issues such as network connectivity of some of the platforms like the POS platform, which have been underperforming. They should be able to also address the fraud issues, utilizing the platform, and some other obvious bottlenecks that have made usage to go inverse with the high awareness of that program.
By virtue of your statistics and analysis, a lot of challenges revolve the telco partners. What is Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry doing in that respect?
Exactly. Like today's workshop, we invited all the major telco partners that provide the backbone for the mobile platform, such as MTN, and so the top providers of this platform, 70%. We have made a effort to invite all of them, and they have to sit with NIMS, Central Bank, to see how they can maybe raise a new fund to be able to, because the major challenge is the network problem, bandwidth problem. They have to sit down and be able to give you the type of attention they've given voice. You had the CBN representative saying that the telco company gave more attention to voice as against data, because data doesn't give them money. So this is the time we are considering what type of incentive can government and CBN give to the telco company to make sure that the data services and the bandwidth is appropriate.
So I want to thank you very much for your time. Our distinguished viewers, this is a close-up on the Director of Research and Advocacy for Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. It is still the Cashless Policy Conference right here, Oriental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos. I'll see you at the next one. It will interest you to know that we're standing here with the #1 citizen of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the people championing the cause for the largest commerce hub in Nigeria and one of the best in the continent of Africa. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you.
It's a great pleasure talking to you.
Sir, please do us the honor of introducing yourself.
Well, my name is Gudi Minabo Ibu. I'm the president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Sir, we've been following the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry in the last quarter from the conference we had at the Conference and Exhibition Center, and today we're here for this unique issue, cashless society, being championed by LCCI in collaboration with CBN and the likes. So tell us what actually inspired this particular conference.
Well, the Lagos Chamber of Commerce is the voice of business. Our members are entrepreneurs. And therefore, anything that affects the interests of the enterprise, it is expected that we should show interest. So when the central bank came up with the cashless policy, it's only natural that we should show interest and see how it will affect the business of our members. And that is why even before the policy kicked off, we held a forum, had a conference last year to see whether this is a policy that is good for business. And we came out with the conclusion that yes, it is good for business and it's worth a try. Now, the policy has been in operation since the 1st of April this year. So many months after, it is only natural that we try and appraise and see how the policy was working. And that's what informed the conference of today. Wow. To take stock, how well has the policy been received? And we have therefore carried out a survey and shared the result of our survey with other stakeholders who also made presentations. And at the end of the day, of course, with the presence of CBN, who also actively participated in the appraisal of the progress that has been made so far. And at the end of the conference, the general consensus is that it's a good policy. It's a policy that's well conceived. It is a policy that will turn Nigeria from being a cash-based society into a cashless society. And in this regard, we'll be moving with the rest of the world, because Nigeria cannot be an island to itself.
So I want to thank you for that, sir. The analysis we had today from the doorsteps of LCCI was quite in-depth and analytical. But a lot of challenges revolves the telcos providing the bandwidth or the broadband that carries the mobile services. What will be the next steps of LCCI while conveying your reports to other major organizations that are going to take decisions that will affect the society?
Yes, I think the major challenge facing us is that of infrastructure. As once we put the infrastructure in place, the project is well conceived, and I think it will fly.
So I want to thank you very much for your time. Our distinguished viewers, you're on www.youtube.com/LCCI TV, and this is the largest TV on the internet. We had this awesome experience here, and we're drawing the curtain officially for the Cashless Policy Conference right here in Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Christopher Morris. I'll see you at the next one.